Hello, footprinters. Oh, my hair's gotten a bit of a mess since I did that last video. But I take a step up now and do something which I haven't done a lot of. I haven't really done a lot of readings on the Democrats. I wanted to wait until the field had pretty well cleared. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. What will it take for each of them, okay, to win the nomination? So we'll do, just move things here. We'll do Joe Biden on the left and Bernie Sanders on the right. Or perhaps it should be the other way. But anyway, so Joe Biden, and I'm going to do 2 5-card spreads and if need be some additional clarifiers or whatever. So I'll do Joe Biden first as he is the front runner. He has several hundred more. He has a couple hundred more delegates now, than Bernie Sanders, but there's still a long way to go. I don't think the primary is finished till sometime in June. So. Well, I've got everyone here, bit of an announcement. Somebody asked me a while ago to do mystery reading on Amelia Earhart. I've got so many questions about that myself. I'm going to do that as a 3-part series, okay? So that will be very interesting to do. And there was someone who asked me to do another actor who was around at the same time as Velma Todd or Gene Sprangler, I can't remember which. I'll have to go and get his name and do a bit of research, but yeah, then I'll look at him as well. But yeah, so I'm going to do the 3-part series for Amelia Earhart over this coming weekend. So, yeah. I was originally only going to do 3 parts for Chappaquiddick as well. That ended up being 5 parts, so don't be surprised if it's a bit more than 3 parts. But I think I'll be able to keep it to 3 parts because I have more space on this now. So, if you're interested in that, I did a 5-part series on Judy Kennedy's car accident at Chappaquiddick in the early 70s, I think 71, 72, something like that, or maybe 69. Can't quite remember, but yeah. So anyway, oopsie daisy, what came out? That was bad. What I'm going to do is I'll put a significator for Joe Biden and a significator for Bernie Sanders, and then I'll do the 5 cards. So Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, okay. So, card 1, card 2, card 2, card 3, card 4 for Joe, card 4 for Bernie, card 5 for Joe, and card 5 for Bernie. So, now, bottom card I'm going to look at, and it's going to apply to both of them. Oh, the devil. I think this means that they have to not fall for the old tricks that they repeat over and over again, which is savaging each other and, you know, highlighting the differences and you know, trying to basically gut each other's reputations. So, and they also have to deal, because whoever it is also has to deal with the devilish figure of Trump. So the significator for Joe Biden, we'll do him first. His significator card. He is the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, they take action. They come with offers of action and creativity and new ideas. So people might be thinking about Joe Biden, it'd just be more of the same as it was with Obama, or more of the same as we would have got with Hillary, but that's not necessarily so, okay? Because of course Wands is also about new ideas and creativity being used in a new and different ways, so they might be surprised by him, okay? Now, he's run for the nomination. Well, his centre card is wishes coming true. That's a good card for him. He's getting the nomination, because this is all about getting the nomination, and his wishes could come true with this. Okay? So that's not a bad card to get. What's the challenge for him to make that happen? That is the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. I'll double check that just with the book. I'm using the Universal Golden Tarot for people who want to know. Fourth, Courage, Valet, and Damn. Got to find the English. Got to find the English. Here we are. Pentacles, Chalices, Wands, Suit, Ace, Creation, Enterprise, Initiative, and so that's the Ace of Wands. And yeah, new ideas, coming up with new ideas. Now, I said he might surprise people, but he's got to convince them that he can do it. That's the thing. He can do it, and he will if it gets in, but he still has to convince people that he can do it. That's the challenge, that he does have them and that he can do it. What's the advice for him, or guidance for Joe Biden? The Hierophant. Institutions. I'm reading this as don't get too caught up in institutions. Look beyond the institutional norms, I think. And because things are changing. The world isn't the way it was even 10 years ago or 20 years ago, or even back when he started in his in the 60s or something. I don't remember. I can't remember what time. But the world has changed, and the institutions have got to change too. So he's got to bring those forward into the modern world as well, and he's got to show that he can do that, of course, by different ideas. And the institutions I'm talking about aren't just education or, you know, banking or big companies or universities, but also the institutional norms of healthcare and things, institutional norms, things that have been in place for a long time, or even not that necessarily a long time, but those beliefs that have been in place. And even looking at healthcare, Obamacare went part of the way. He's got to take it further, and he's got to, so he's got to look at ways in which he can change those institutional norms. The focus for him has to be on finding a new balance, and that plays in very well with bringing new ideas to the table, proving that he can have new ideas and create new ways of doing things and changing the established norms in order to bring about a new balance. So that's what he's got to focus on, using all those things to bring about a new balance. and the outcome for him. I might leave that until I've done Bernie's cards, okay? So we'll leave the outcome for Biden and look at Bernie's cards. Okay, the significator for Bernie is Judgment. He's quick to judge other people who don't fully hop on 100% on board with his ideas. As I said before, I think there is a very, very, very big difference between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders, but something they have in common is that the populism, and the people who follow them are really very judgmental of everyone else who doesn't fall into line with what their favourite leader does. So that's an issue with Bernie. That's he is a populist. He's got that same trait with Trump, unfortunately. I mean, Bernie fans, please don't be angry with me and unsubscribe or whatever. It's just, I'm not the only one who has noticed that. And anyone who is 100% behind a populist figure, they do get very judgmental. Or they can get very judgmental, and that's part and parcel of being Bernie, that his followers are like that. So even if he tells them, no, don't do it, they will still do it because their belief in Bernie is like, and he has stated that if he doesn't get the nomination, he wants his followers to vote for who does. Don't do what they did last time and not vote. Vote for the Democrat who does. So that's a good thing about Bernie. Okay, what's happening with his bid for the White House? He is still hanging in there. He's still hanging in there. Nothing's been wrapped up yet, so he's still hanging in there. He's still in with a chance, okay? What's his challenge? His challenge is to cut through the bull. This is the Ace of Swords. It's interesting. Joe Biden got the Ace of Wands. This is the Ace of Swords. And his challenge is to cut through the bull. And I think the bull is this socialist, communist tag. His challenge is to really cut through that so that people see his ideas for what they are. Then it's not creating a party that's gonna, end up with in a communist state like China, or actually like Russia, even though they're not supposed to be. They are in an authoritarian state. Okay, his challenge is to get through to people that is not what he is about. That is not what the socialism he's talking about is about. Getting them to look at places like Sweden and Denmark and all that, where they have successful socialist governments and stuff like that. So that is his challenge, to get through to those people, to cut through all that McCarthyism bullcrap and the Cold War bullcrap sort of stuff that comes with the word socialist. Okay, advice for him. Here's the Ace of Pentacles again. Show that there are opportunities to make money, to that, and show that capitalism is not going to go away. It's still going to be there, and there's still going to be. It's not going to take away opportunities to make money, for people to make money and to make their fortune and stuff like that. He's not going to make all that go away, but he's going to show that there can still be opportunity to do that, but also to share the wealth a little bit more evenly. Okay, that's what he needs to do. What does his focus have to be? He has to focus on, if he doesn't do all these right and focus on them, he is going to find himself out in the cold. So that's what his focus has to be, to stop from being put out in the cold. Okay? And out in the cold means not getting the nomination. So that's everything but the outcome for the two men. I'll do Bernie first, okay? His outcome. Regardless of what happens, he is going to leave a legacy that is probably going to influence policy in the future with more moderate socialists, probably inspire a form of socialism that isn't so far to the left, so progressive that it's scary, but introduce those socialist ideas and norms in a way that he's put them into the psyche in a way they haven't been put there before. So he's put them into the American psyche that in a way that they haven't been there before, and it's a much better way. But I don't know if America is quite ready for them yet. But regardless of when all of this, he is going to leave a legacy that is going to really help change America in the future. This is the 10, it's an end of the cycle, so it might mean the end of his hopes for the White House as well, but but he, regardless of that, he is going to leave a legacy. The outcome for Joe Biden. Wow, this is the 8 of Wands. He gets things coming quickly. Things happen quickly. I don't know if this means that it's pretty clear very soon that he is going to get the nomination, because he's getting votes and delegates coming at him quickly. And things are going to happen quick for him, and it's going to go by fast for him. He's probably going to get the nomination. This is an 8, so he's not quite through with what he has to do. The 10 is an end of a cycle, an end of a journey. You're at the end of what you're there to do, and what your job is to do. His job isn't quite done yet, so he's still going to be there, and he's probably going to get a lot of delegates relatively quickly. Maybe he might even have the number that's required before the primaries are even over, like in the next few primaries. They go on till 6. So what these cards are telling me is that Joe Biden, as it stands, is probably going to get the nomination. Okay? That doesn't mean that all Bernie's work and everything and all the years he's served the US as a senator and in other forms is wasted because he's not becoming president. No, Bernie Sanders, regardless of whether he gets a nomination or not, is going to leave a legacy that is a good legacy, that is going to help change the way things are done in the US in the future. And I think a lot of his ideas are going to be with younger people. They're going to slowly incorporate them in a more mainstream manner, so that he's really left a legacy that is going to have a very good effect on US policy and society in the United States in the future. Nothing he's done is going to be for naught, okay? So they're both good men. No, neither of them are perfect, okay? They both have their faults. They've both made mistakes in the past, but they're both willing to acknowledge those mistakes. And wouldn't you rather want someone who has made them mistakes and owns them? and learns from them than someone who is never prepared to admit that he stuffed things up. Okay, so it's looking better for Joe Biden to get the nomination than it is for Bernie Sanders. Okay, I'll do another reading in another few weeks and see how things go there. But thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next reading. Bye bye.